Okay.
Okay, so John, what was your project about in a nutshell?
Quick answer for it would be it was about YouTube and its problems. So it doesn't listen to its community very well, its community of viewers and content creators. It also doesn't explain very well what it expects from them, its community guidelines and its terms and conditions. So it becomes very difficult to create YouTube videos that YouTube accepts, in a simple answer. That can lead to some controversies, such as Logan Paul's Suicide Forest video, which was, well, it went everywhere, or different things that PewDiePie has done when he felt that his subscriber count was dropping. So he did something drastic, and bold and brash that didn't turn out too well for him. So,
okay. So what are the main aims of it? What are you hoping to achieve with the project?
My main aims for it is to show how YouTube could prevent further controversies like this simply by talking to their community, finding out what the community want. That could be achieved by, well, YouTube is notoriously bad at listening to people who are relatively quiet, so just a group of people basically shouting one thing that we want to be heard.
Okay, so creating a voice for
one
for the
united voice.
community.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, good. So when you've started, what are the key areas of research that you've started with?
My key areas of research would be looking at YouTube's user agreements, community guidelines, that type of thing, from the viewer's perspective, from the content creator's perspective. Going through it, I even recorded it so everyone can go through and melt their mind and go away after about a minute, as everyone else does when they're reading it. So when you're going through, you just think, it's going to take me an hour, I'll just okay it both and get done with it, read it later. You never do, but you say you will.
Okay, so that issue of the kind of inaccessibility of the information.
Yeah, and then I started to look at if YouTube had publicised anything, if they had given a press statement, which they hadn't. They were surprisingly quiet. They've never actually released a press statement beyond like, oh, here's an exciting new feature, YouTube Red or Premium, for example. Then I was searching for papers that studied social effects of YouTube, or anything about YouTube that could even give what I'm trying to start as a movement any sort of basis, any proof, as it was, that if this continues, this will happen.
Okay.
If this, then that.
So kind of anyone that was looking into the same thing as you?
Yeah.
Those
basically.
academic papers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was looking at the British Library, seeing if I could actually get my hands on any. Surprisingly not.
Okay, so did you find anything useful in that research through those papers or through the user agreements?
Through the user agreements, I did find out a few interesting things, mainly about content ownership and such, and what YouTube offers you, as it were. What else was there? Oh yeah. I also looked into unions because a few of my peers also mentioned that it sounded like I was trying to set up a union.
Okay.
So I looked at places like USDOR, Unite, as well as the National Union of Students, or the universities' student unions. What was that?
Okay, so what did you look into for, to find out about unions? What kind of research did you do there?
At first I started to do hands-on research, so I went to a union rep. I actually started off at PCA and asked them, okay, how would you advertise that you are a thing. That how do you
Okay,
get
so
a
the students
student
union.
interested? Yeah.
Right.
I also went to an open day for Plymouth Uni. Actually, this was relatively recently, and went through the open day, had a look at different stalls, what was being offered, that type of thing.
What sorts of questions did you have for those union reps?
How effective is the material that you have? How often do you have people who actively engage with the union?
Okay, so about building the
Yeah,
user base.
yeah, the community.
What's your understanding of a union, how it operates, and what it's for?
Simply, it's well, a union in general is a united group of people in a specific sector. For example, students, workers, communication workers, that type of thing. And they, instead of having loads of little smaller voices that can easily just be told no, no, shh, shh, they all speak essentially as one body, so that they will be heard by their employers, their educators, that type of thing.
Okay, so that so in relation to your project, that's trying to address that power dynamic between
Essentially, yeah,
the organisation and the people that use or work for.
Yeah. In YouTube's case, and a lot of other content providers or platforms, they have a very privileged position because they can just go, no, we don't own it, we don't edit the content at all, it's all the users. So it's on the users' end. There are actually some lawsuits in, I think, some parts of Europe where they're trying to get YouTube and other content providers such as Facebook, Twitter, seen as publicisers instead of platforms. So that would mean they have to at least look at a percentage of the videos to approve them.
Okay. Oh, so when you say publicisers, do you mean like marketing or as a kind of
More like
publishers?
Yeah,
like
in essence, like a book publisher.
Okay.
A press. Because then they would have to be accountable for anything such as the controversies I spoke about earlier, like Logan Paul and PewDiePie's controversies.
So what is the state of ownership? Explain to me how it works in YouTube. Who owns the content?
Basically, on YouTube, you upload the content, you have the original file, that is yours, you do not give that over to YouTube. They essentially make a copy of it, that's when you upload it, and in that copy, by giving it to them, and them providing you space on their website to view it and receive ad revenue off of it, you are giving them a license for distributing and marketing, essentially an open license for that video, for everything within there that's licensed. If you hold a sub-license, you're also given, or if you hold a license for anything in there that needs a license, you're also giving them a sub-license, a smaller license.
Okay.
Gets confusing, really confusing, especially if it's content from content from content.
Yeah, but so the user owns the content, and YouTube effectively license it from them.
Yeah,
through the act of
they're distributing it on a license.
Okay. Okay, so with your aims, what you're trying to achieve, what's the kind of content of the project? What were you producing to do this?
What I was intending to produce was a series of videos addressing this type of thing to get essentially the groundwork for people to start to talk about it, to say, almost as a rumbling, well, why is it like this? Why doesn't YouTube talk to anyone? Because even if you're on the partnership program that they have, almost like I am definitely a YouTube content creator, they still don't talk to you as much. They talk to you more than if you were just any old person like I am on YouTube, but they don't they still don't listen to you as much.
Okay. And
Of course,
how do they talk to you? What's the interaction there?
as far as I can tell, it's normally through email.
Okay.
So it's not even guaranteed that you're even talking to a person. It's more,
It could be a bot.
yes, in theory, it could be. Oh, I'm having troubles with this. Oh, here are some helpful sources. That type of thing.
Okay. And so you're creating a series of videos
Yeah.
for YouTube?
For YouTubers, in essence.
So using YouTube as the platform to create a voice for YouTubers to talk to YouTube.
Yeah, in essence, using YouTube to talk to YouTube through YouTubers. Wow, it's like that meme that died a long time ago. Yeah, I heard you like.
So I guess the main area of practical skills is going to be in video creation.
Editing, filming, that type of thing, yeah. I mean, most of them that I learned was, for the creation side of it, was mainly problem solving, because when making a video you encounter a heck of a lot of issues.
Okay.
Formatting issues.
Yeah, give me some of the headlines on those issues. What are some of like the biggest issues that you've encountered?
Formatting issues. The raw image might not be what the program was looking for, so it guesses and it ends up coming out all weird. For example, upside down, the audio being like 3 seconds long. Yeah.
Okay, so when we upload this, we might find that it's all.
Oh,
synced.
I just need to format it. It'll be fine.
Okay.
There was also the startings of editing I needed to do. So on my first video, my first startings of a video, there was a lot of talking, yes, a little bit of fade in with items and fade out, a lot of smoothing of the edges, but not really that much in the video itself.
Okay.
As in any modification making it shiny and fancy.
Did you encounter any problems with the recording itself? So when we started this video, we did a bit of a test on the audio to make sure it was picking it all up.
Yeah, I did a few tests like that. My phone recorded it fine. I was using my phone for the entire thing, so I was recording like that at my face. Of course, I had to make sure my mic wasn't obstructed, but every time I moved, because I didn't have anything to hold it with, it jiggled and you could hear my hand crunching along on it. And, yeah,
Okay.
not the best.
So how did you resolve those sorts of issues?
I tried to use some noise reduction. Didn't work too well because I couldn't sample the same audio track.
Because you're using the microphone on your phone.
Yeah, I couldn't isolate voice and background. There wasn't that much background to begin with, so it was not too bad. What else was that? Oh yeah, I could have done it a bit better with either a different camera or a different microphone. So, for example, I could have plugged in an external microphone to my camera at my phone, put it on a tripod or something, and then recorded that way. That would have made it a lot smoother, a lot easier to hear. But I didn't, because.
And sorry, I shouldn't have cut you off there.
That's okay.
But you did do some research on, some of the videos that you uploaded were of existing YouTubers.
Yeah,
really popular ones. Do you have any understanding of what they do for production? Do they use high quality cameras and mics, or?
They do, but a lot of theirs is it's almost like a reinvestment principle. So I'm making money off this. I will put money into better equipment. Of course, I have barely even started. I'm not even able to make money off of this, so I'm stuck with what I have.
And would you say that's quite a common practice?
It is
your approach?
Surprisingly common practice for new YouTubers, because they don't have the experience or even the energy to put, or energy have they previously put into other projects where they can just get, say a red camera, because why not go top of the line and just start talking to it and edit it perfectly and then throw it up on YouTube and make money. Yeah. I mean, some companies do that because they can. They can just hire people who already have the experience for them. But as almost like an indie creator, it's not that common.
Okay. So you're just kind of using the tools to hand.
Yeah.
My impression is that that's quite a common thing.
Yeah.
You know, the quality of phones, even webcams these days.
Yeah, this one goes up to 720p, and that's good enough for HD.
Yeah, they've quite often got really good microphones on them as well. Yeah. So in post-production, what technology were you using to kind of edit out any little kinks or format it and talk through that process?
I started by trying to use open source. That way I could go from Windows to Mac to even Linux if I wanted to. I could go from computer to computer basically.
It kind of fits in with the ethos of your project as well.
Yeah.
Open source, free for all.
Yeah. So for formatting the videos, because rookie mistake, I just throw the raw image into, for example, Lightworks, like what I started to try and use. No, not even Premiere Pro liked it, because they're all different frame rates, because it averaged the frame rate for that video length.
Okay.
So I had to throw it into something like Handbrake, formatting software. So I had to set the frames per second, the quality. I had to basically set everything so that it was the same throughout all the videos.
Okay.
Then run it through, iron out any bugs. Still had a lot of issues with Lightworks, so I went on to Premiere Pro. Surprisingly user friendly. I mean, I know that Lightworks, even though it's open source, it has a lot of big titles behind it, like I think Titanic and Avatar. So it's good software, it's just you need to know how to use it. And from what I found, a lot of the issues I found using it were common issues introduced by a newer version.
Okay. So you found that you used this formatting software that kind of evened everything out, made the process a bit simpler.
It made it a lot easier.
Premiere Pro, did you find that a bit more user-friendly?
Oh yeah, it was user-friendly. Instead of taking, an hour to get it all in line, audio running in track, everything, it took 5 minutes.
Okay, and had you used it before?
Very lightly. I'd only really had a look at it. The only time I ever used it was to just trim down the edges of a video I was sending to a friend. So I knew how to trim. But no, polishing it up, making it a bit nicer, smoothing out pops and such it was a challenge. But yeah, not too bad.
Okay, so if you assume you're planning to make more videos for your channel, would you use broadly the same process? Or would you look to use different equipment or different software?
I would probably, if I could still get my hands on a student license of Adobe, then I would definitely use Premiere Pro. It was just so much quicker. I'm not sponsored. But it was a lot quicker. I see why it's industry standard. But I would still use the same equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're happy with the quality of the the microphone and everything?
Yeah. I might keep the camera or the microphone on my phone and use a separate one of them just so it's a bit easier to handle. Or even just put this resting on something when I'm recording instead of holding it to my face. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other practical skills? I noticed one of your videos was you designing the branding.
The logo and the I'd say I improved on that. It wasn't something that I started from scratch, but yeah, I definitely did try and improve on that. Okay. I think I did well.
So I've got a couple of questions on that. So we'll start with like the content bit.
Yeah.
So the actual design.
Yeah.
What were you aiming for with the design of the logo?
With the exception of the vectory look to it and the block colours, actually, I'd say including the block colours, I started off with a name because I just thought YouTube, oh, it's a platform like Twitch, and I just went on from that. I'm talking about these platforms. What other types of platforms are there that are in pop culture? Platformers. So I went on. In fact, I'm just going to turn this around. So. Okay, so I'll probably also put it up in the background, but it's very block images. You can't see the bottom part of this, but there's like a. Don't know if I can use this without getting a raised brow from at least one person, like a Mario pipe.
Okay.
Yeah, Mario style pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a goal hole.
This is the banner.
Yeah, this is the banner image. And I've just gone for a background that was. It was similar to some of the backgrounds used in Mario Bros. So I've tried to go for some of the platforms on there. I also had a look at a few different platformers, and by looked at, I mean literally went into my bedroom and looked. It's sad how many old consoles I have. But no, one of them that stuck out was Castlevania. So I had, I made an image that was like a dark starry night with a Castlevania-like castle, just sort of in some mist. I'll probably put it in this video as well. But yeah.
Okay. And what about the logo itself? So
the logo
you talked
itself.
about the banner, but there's kind of a logo for your channel as well.
Yeah, that was originally meant to be a placeholder. Yeah, I made that thinking, oh yeah, I'll just experiment around. There was actually a video about that. I think 2 actually, isn't there? Yeah, they're there.
Kind of screen captures of you doing it.
Yeah, so they're screen captures of me playing about with different ideas. It wasn't until a few weeks later that I found out that YouTube isn't the biggest fan of people using the red with the white triangle and putting it in different shapes. And again, it's different enough that it reminds people of it, but it's such a small element that.
Where's the line there for?
If it uses the same colour, the exact same shape for the triangle in the same position on a different shape, then it's a no-go. They have brand guidelines, but a lot of that is mainly it's like any brand identity booklet that you'd see. Quite a popular one is NASA's. It basically has everything saying how should you lay out, how much white space around it, how much white space around the text, that type of thing, what fonts to use, how not to present YouTube's
So in a way, you're looking at that style guide and actually purposely trying to deviate from it so that you're not copying.
I'm trying to stay unique, otherwise I have to fill out a brand use form and wait 6 to 10 weeks for them to get back to me and say, yeah, go ahead, or no, we're not letting you.
Okay, but you wanted to approximate it.
Oh yeah, I wanted to approximate it, so because people are surprisingly good at going, that looks like that.
Yeah, noticing patterns.
Yeah, pattern recognition.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And so in that video where you're designing the logo, just briefly talk about the software that you were using there. Because it's not the Adobe.
Yeah.
Suite,
again, open source software. It was Inkscape. It's a vector editing program similar to Illustrator. It's just a bit more. In some areas, it's more user friendly, and others it's a bit more in depth. It's the type of thing I'd say. If you've started to use it, then you'll get the hang of it the second year. if you've used similar software, I should say, you'll get the hang of it the second you see it. But it's odd software to use.
Okay, so what made you choose it? Is it something you'd used before?
Yeah, and also it's free.
Okay.
And on my
Good
computer, yeah, it's actually a lot more efficient than using Illustrator, because Illustrator is quite a big program.
Mm-hmm.
It incorporates a lot more, including a lot of integration with Photoshop. Still not sponsored. So it just makes it a bit too big for my computer to handle. Mind you, that computer's getting on 5-6 years old now. So it's got a lot of stuff from different projects.
Okay. So would you do anything differently? Than we kind of spoke about the like the practical element of it. You might use different. You'd use the same equipment, but you might try and get a license for Premiere and everything. So the practical elements of making more videos. But if you could go back and start again, is there anything that you would do differently during the project?
If I were to do a similar project over again with the knowledge that I have from this one, I'd definitely try and make some more interesting visuals. The visuals on here are great, but I don't have anything that's active, that's interactive. That's the word. Some like a trailer image, like an ident. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have an ident to show in a few frames what the YouTube channel is about.
Yeah, like that little intro.
Yeah, so
but
you
mentioned to me earlier that you had started making one.
I had started making one, yes. It was more of a side project, like, oh, I'll just doodle what's relevant about this project. Like, by that I mean, I just got home one day and just started doodling random stuff, and I just went, I could make that into a short little video. Thought I could knock it out in about a week. Got most of the frames done, and I forgot to put it into a like a GIF compiler. So fault's mine. But yeah.
So just as a kind of summing up, I've got a few more questions, but how do you feel like the project's gone in relation to what you set out to do? Have you achieved your aims?
I think so, yes. My vision for the project, I think I put it fairly well across in the proposal, but I basically wanted to lay the groundwork for something similar to this project. I wanted to, let's say something similar to the project. It is the project. Lack of coffee, people. No, I think it's gone well. I just wanted to lay the groundwork for a continuation of the project, so I wanted to
So create that platform.
Yeah, create a platform, create a talking point, in essence.
Okay.
And even if I don't carry it on, someone else does. Someone just goes, "Hey, could I?"
Mm-hmm. And what's the further aim?
The further aim would. Now this is a long shot from the platform would be to get people talking about YouTube, to get them saying, "Okay, there might be a problem here." Man, sounds like global warming.
Okay, so you've chosen YouTube. I mean, for sort of obvious reasons, I suppose.
But it's a big part of most people's lives.
Yeah,
it teaches people, it entertains them,
and the people that you're trying to unionise, effectively, are people who use YouTube. So that's a natural place to try.
In essence, anyone who uses YouTube, who likes YouTube, is the audience. Mm-hmm. They're the people I want to communicate with. I want to put my point across to.
Yeah. So it's a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And if your next step would be to try to create that kind of following and get people talking about it. Yeah. Do you have a feeling for how, where's the threshold? How many subscribers, how many views do you think you would need to deem it a successful enterprise.
Yeah. One thing that I saw when I was looking at other YouTubers, especially the popular ones, was it's not so much about the number of subscribers to say it's successful. It's more, well, YouTube would differ to agree, differ to argue, but no. It's more about like the number of subscribers they gain and the traction they gain.
Mm-hmm.
So, say your friend subscribes to this new channel and you look at the content, oh yeah, it's pretty good. So you subscribe and it continues to snowball like that. But one good threshold I'd say is, I'd say about 200 subscribers, because I'm not just pulling that number out of thin air, I'm using that because that's the that's the number of subscribers YouTube sets as a threshold for its subscriber. Not saying that word too much. For its partner program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will confirm that one.
Well, so when you reach a certain number, do you automatically become a partner, or you become eligible
offered
for it?
Yeah, you become eligible for YouTube's partner program. So,
okay, and what does that mean?
Basically, what it entails is you get greater access to different resources. You get more freedom on your own YouTube channel, basically.
Okay, so what are the restrictions that you have before you become?
It used to be that when the boundaries for the YouTube partner program were a lot looser, it used to be that you couldn't live stream for too long, you couldn't upload in certain qualities. As you can expect, you don't want people who are going to upload massive files who are just going to pooter out in a few months and disappear. But basically, here we go. Yeah. It was 1,000 subscribers. So
1,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
okay.
a fifth of that is still well on the way. I mean, at that point, you can easily say, in so many months, I will be at. But yeah, they set a restriction on it so that not just anyone can make money off their videos straight away. They can still make money off of it. You can be monetized, but it is a lower percentage that you get.
Okay.
So I think instead of the 45-55 split for YouTube, it's I'm not sure on the number. They don't disclose that one, I don't think. Yeah, you need 4,000 watch hours in last year and 1,000 subscribers.
Okay, so you've got to prove to them that
you've got to prove that you're committed.
Yeah. Okay.
Application. Right, hang on.
So if you were to achieve 200 subscribers, would you deem that a success?
Oh yeah, I would say that it's a good.
That's a good base to start a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, I hope you get there.
Thank you.
So we had an exhibition here.
Yeah.
You can probably see behind you. So that's kind of the presentation that you're working towards.
Yeah.
Tell me how you presented at the exhibition, and were there any other alternatives that you considered, alternative ways of either presenting at the exhibition or presenting beyond the exhibition?
Yeah. So in the exhibition, what I ended up going with was, like on this side wall over here, there's a bank of computers. I ended up presenting on one of those. Pretty much just on its own. In fact, it's just in the background here. And basically just set of headphones, listen to the video, play the game that's next to it, or the one on the opposite side. Bit of a podcast type thing. I was planning on making a big wraparound for it, like almost like pickets.
Okay.
To go around it, but I ran out of time and materials. I've actually got like a half-built one. I didn't start painting it, but I've got a half-built one.
Okay.
That I'm just going to take down and
use for dress your set.
Yeah. I also had some stickers. They're currently stuck behind a wall. Yeah. So.
But those were sort of promotional things.
Yeah, they were almost like a promotional thing. Just leave them next to it. People can take them, stick them on their forehead if they want.
Mm-hmm. So you can still use them. You could go. And,
oh yeah, I could sell them. I
distribute
could
them.
give them away. I could stick them on a signpost if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Not sure about that.
Yeah, don't fly post, kids.
So an exhibition is all well and good for what you're doing, but probably not the best.
Yeah, it's small scale exposure.
Best platform for exposure is a good word. So what would be the ideal? I mean, obviously on the internet, so it's kind of
promoting it on the
half
internet itself
question,
would be.
How could you go beyond just making the YouTube channel to promote it further?
I could promote it on other social media like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. There are hundreds of others out there. I'm just using those three because they're on the top of my head. But yeah, I could use those. I could even start doing different things on YouTube, not different formats or genres of media, but like different parts of what YouTube offers me at the current tier. So I could go, I believe I could go live. Yeah, I could go live, I could...
But there are restrictions on it, like you said, so that you can only stream live for a certain amount of time.
That's what it used to be like, I believe. I'm sure someone in the comments will correct me, won't you? But no, no, it won't tell me, will it? Oh, YouTube. Channel, there we go. Yeah, here we go. So I can upload, I'm eligible for monetization, but I can't enable it. I'm eligible for live streaming, I'm not sure about how long. I can't embed live streams, here we go. So that's one of the newer restrictions. They used to give you a time frame, now they give you basically you can embed it on a different website if you're a partner. Longer videos, so that's because I created it from an account that I held for a long time. So most of these are just because I've had a long while to accumulate a lot of karma points. I can't have sponsorships, a custom URL, or what's known as super chat.
Super chat, what's that?
I don't even know. It's one of those things. They changed names and so many things.
Research never ends. There's always
yes.
ways to find out.
You never stop learning.
Okay, I think that's a pretty good place to finish.
Okay.
I did have one more question about your audience, but I suppose that's a bit redundant because your audience is obviously you've explained already. It's YouTubers. Yes. But do you have anything to elaborate on?
Basically, anyone who has a vested interest in YouTube. For example, anyone who watches it regularly. Anyone who has their favourite content creator on there, and anything like that. Anyone who noticed that it's gone. Anyone who feel that it's not there. And I don't mean dead close down, you'd
miss it.
Yeah. You'd miss it after even a long while. I mean, there are so many things. Cat videos, tutorials, that type of thing.
We can find cat videos on
the
websites.
Second you go onto YouTube front page, there's probably at least 2 cat videos. But yeah.
Okay. Well, so with that audience in mind, I'm going to spring this on you while you're in the flow.
Yeah, sure.
But maybe we can cut it out at the end, and you can make a separate video. Do you want to do a little piece to camera? Talk directly to your potential audience.
Okay. Well, I'm on the spot. But no, yeah. If you feel that YouTube is something that you like, that you want to keep seeing on the internet, here's my shield part. Like, comment, subscribe. But no, seriously, it's something that I'm pretty sure most people miss. So just say something in the comments if you don't want YouTube to go. Have a great day.
Great. Thanks, John.
Still don't have a sign off.